I want to work with any image, photography or AI generated images. We need to upscale, and usually Photoshop work okay, to upscale. But problem when you upscale, you start having a problem with the details. They're not there. The sharpness on the line may be there, but general, it's you start losing all these definitions of details. Well, I was using Topaz Gigapixel Topaz, and I did a very good job. But when I start compare with Magnific, it was failing behind version 7, because Magnific, it's actually not just upscale, it's using, you can see, AI to analyze the image and add more details which need fit in that specific resolution. And it is very impressive tools. The only one problem for me was it is expensive. It's, and you need monthly payment. And I don't know if you guys are familiar or not, but I really don't like any subscription services. I understand why some of them need to do, and mostly if you have it on the web running, then you pay for the service. I understand this. When you purchase applications, you install it one fee, but I'm maybe old type person. But anyway, so what's happening here, you can do it. And when version 8 Topaz released, I'm honestly did not pay attention. I'm like, okay, another Topaz. Still recently, they send a mail and says, hey, we update our AI model. And I'm like, what? What AI model? So I went to here. And by the way, my subscription already was kind of, maintenance subscription. I don't know, upgrade subscription was expired and I don't want to buy it. But I look and I'm like, wow, they actually now have it redefine and recover. And I look on this and it's remind me a lot. Look on this. It's remind me like it's working Magnific. So, okay, I renew it. I got it update applications on my computer. And by the way, if you decide to update, if you don't have it or purchase this, I will really appreciate if you're using my affiliate link down below. They don't pay this for, so I'm paying by my money. I always do on the software mostly. And if you just purchase, you will pay same price, but it just a little bit kickback to me. Just another incentive, honestly. But anyway, so, and I look on this and I'm like, wow, it's let me try more. So I upgraded and run. And what we're going to do here in this video, I want to show you how it's work, and most important, what is the best use. And most important, what we're looking, it is also on what settings and model I will recommend to use, because just give you a small tip. This upscale on the Redefine or Recover 1, 2, or 4, 6, they're using different models and they're actually getting different result. So which one is better? Stay here, I'll show you which one we're going to do. As well, you'll notice I gone in Photoshop and I render a bunch of different types so we can compare how they will work with the different settings, and just also visual examples to showing you. By the way, this image was created with a new Sora. They just released OpenAI. They just released new update of the image, and it is wow. I mean, Midjourney should be worried right now because quality of images can create it. And besides, look at this perfect text. I mean, I created this for my other channel. I have it Wonderlanders, where we just travel around, parks outside, the locals, just like vlog kind of things. I'll put a link down below if you're interested. You can check this. And I want to create like maybe thumbnails or create, look on this, it's a card, it's a postcard created perfectly. I mean, with the text and everything. And I decided this is the best things, to control, to check. And I also want somewhat art painting kind of, because many upscales can work with a photorealistic. But when you start mixed photorealistic illustrations, then become a little bit problem. So in this image, what we're going to use, actually, you know what, this is original image. And if we come closer, you can see it is a smaller resolution, and it's definitely have this blur effect. So it will run both. We will refine and recover. We'll try those two AI models. We'll go here and we'll just normal upscale, and just for the test we will use Magnific upscale and we'll compare. Well, how we're going to do this? In here in our Gigapixel, we will selecting different models, and interface kind of same. They added also Gigaprint if you needed print stuff, and they add also cloud render, because these AI models is actually utilized from what I saw. It is Stable Diffusion type checkpoints and models and UNet. And because they're using this, it's heavily reside on your GPU card. They actually use it. They use it, or a new silicon chip or Mac, which is, I tested it on my the latest ones, and tell you true, it is render, but it's much slower than GPU. If you have a GPU like I'm running on RTX 3090, you will see the difference. It's work very fast. I mean, great work. Anyway, so right here we preloaded our image, and we have a different upscaling. So let's go with upscale 2 first. We'll go right closer, and I'm going right here. Let's deselect. So there's our face, and what we're selecting, let's go with a refine. Also, one thing about the refine, when you start using, you'll notice they have an image description. And I highly recommend for you to use the image description, because if you don't, it's try analyze the image itself. And the problem is, it's not always great. It's you lose a lot of details. So if you have a description properly, it actually was the best, because it does utilize Stable Diffusion engine on this. Okay, well, let's go click here on our image, and we're going to change settings. So the lowest one where we can go, it's with texture down, advanced. So this is our normal. Creativity, it's the same like if you do in Magnific. If you go down, okay, right here, if you go with upscaler, you'll notice right here we have creativity. It's how much CFD or how much flexibility you give it to AI to come up with something. So in another case, it will hold it less to the original and more start adding details. I wish they had a little bit more flexible adjusting for this. Right here, if you can see, it's only going 1, 2, 3. You don't have it between this. You can have it kind of preset. To me, these settings feels very much like cookie cutters. So just like this template, which I wish they have more advanced options. They do have it, but more advanced, not on specific model, but like add texture, which is to me look more contrast between shadow and highlights, more HDR type on the textures added. You have it also sharpening, but this is noise and sharpening. This is very common, so you can do here. And next we have it also. Let's go down. So creative, and we also have it face recover option. Face recover, it is creating, on my opinion, a little bit too blurry, kind of glowing. Try to remove other stuff. Okay, I'm going to reset the image so we don't have it preview, and we'll start with this first kind of here created. Okay, I am right now on upscale up to 2, and I'm a redefine. Redefine will have more flexibility for AI. I will also show how recover work. It's a little bit less intrusive, but redefine will be working like, let's go on a face. So we'll go 2, upscale up to 2, creativity 2, 1. I think it's the lowest one, and it's hardly changed, but it does. If we click there, you can see how long it will take render. But the creativity 1, it will add some details, but not as much. So it's very strict to kind of prompt. And right here you can see it does create not bad, but it's some detalizations like right here look almost like, you know, this oil brush in Photoshop. Okay, if we start increasing ours, and notice face was a little bit same keeping, there become more weight coming on the model. So model getting more and more effect on this. And notice I'm showing on the face because that is the most significant. You will see different. See, it's getting a little bit younger. And if we're going like 3, by the way, this is probably the easiest way to get young. Okay, it's just not one before it says, oh, I Photoshop you to be young. No, you just use this and look how young she is. Okay, compare before and after. You see, kind of funny to the point. And of course, if we're going higher level, it's a more AI can influence. It will be more and more creativity or add. Well, faces, I will say, and you can see how much. I mean, seriously, it's like, more creativity or younger people. But this is just one of the worst things I'm showing what it can do, which is tell you how much AI actually will involve in this story creating, because it's actually rearranger. However, if we look down here with the flowers, okay, then you can see it does perform better. So, okay, let's go look right there, and you can see, look on this before and after. It's a perfect. I mean, how they created, clean, nice, beautiful. I mean, this is real impressive what they start doing here. And if we're going down a little bit to the 3, okay, it still perform better. So faces, I'm not big fan what it does, but with all around, it's actually did very good, very impressive job on cleaning. Well, let me show you another things about face. So you remember I told you that different scale work differently. Well, let's go right now on the 3, and we'll go on this female face. So we'll go click right there. And just compare, by the way, this is live. You see how fast it's render. Full image will take a little bit longer, but it is kind of going. Okay, right here you can see that we on the 2, we still have a texture. It's kind of like HDR says 3, creativity 3, actor sharpening. You see how her face look younger there? Well, let's switch to the 4x upscale, yes? And we're going here, and we'll try same thing. So I'm going to just create click, so it's pre-render, and upscale on the 4. And if we check here, okay, in a second, you'll notice her face is not as young. It's much closer to original. Look on this. And that is because they're actually, it's beta, but I think they have different models. Obviously, well, if you done, when you installed, you can see it, but they're using different models. And for me, I found out when I'm doing in 4x, I have the better result. For some reason, that model performed very good. And if you're familiar with a SDXL, Excel Flux, or some other one models render, you'll notice that original SD, it's a 512 by 512. If we're going with SDXL or other ones, we can have it high resolution, 1024 by 1024 or 1920. So you can have it bigger. And I think this is what happened here. They're loading different model that pre-train a little bit different. And 4x for me in my testing have the best result. Of course, if we're going to increase creativity, we'll jump now from 3, because I think 3 kind of does very good job. Okay, well, actually, you know what? Let's go check here on our plants with a 4x. We also can see it does have it closer to original, but it also will perform very well to creating more defined looks. Look on this, see? Closer to original. Okay, let's go increase by 4. And now, of course, if we have creativity 4, we give it more creativity to AI. And similar things, actually, just let you know that exactly the same things, not just there. It is general problem of this kind of server. Oh, look on this. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. Very good. And what I was saying, it's general, its problem will be with anything. So if we look right here, and you can see same problem with the face. You see how younger it's happening. This is actually very, very close to what we just had. Even right there, you can see BB-8 right there. You see how it's changed to this. Now, watch what's happening if we do exactly the same on BB-8 here. Okay, right there. I was surprised how close, almost to the point, do they actually using same models there and there? So it's always kind of, except Magnific give it a little bit more flexibility in different models you can select, but general, it was, look on this, you see, BB-8 look right here, and on Magnific, it's look very similar. So I was kind of like, very interesting in this case. And of course, right there you can see how faces younger. It's a generic, I think, problem with when you start using model, because what they pre-train, they don't necessarily pre-train on this. They pre-train on the different models and it's using. Well, this is a 6. Again, if you're using 6x, you'll notice on a 6x, okay, let me reduce the image down to 3. And if we're going on 6x, we again jumping to about same model result as we're doing on 2x's. So for me, if we're using a redefine or create, then it is X4 work the best model, at least right now. We'll see when they update. And also because it's beta, I've found many times they have some problems when you create this. It's mean you will have it kind of like blocks not rendering properly. Well, what I mean, let me show you right here in the Photoshop example. On this model, you can see right here, see how blur this, or sometimes other ones. It seems like the beta does not render as well. And it's with SDXL, when you work with Stable Diffusion, this sometimes happen when you did not fine tune some proper with CFG or adjustment. And that's why I said I wish they do provide a little bit more settings for me here to work. Then I can adjust those fixes. I think just to have it one slider creativity is not good enough. We know you're using Stable Diffusion for this. We know what you're using. Just give it to us more adjustments. That will be excellent. And what I said, you see, if we're going to jump to the 6x, it's remove quite a bit age from our model. So for me, again, 4x I found work very good. Okay, let's go check now other ones, and we'll go with recover. Recover is much gentle one working, but it's also have a problem with and by the way, you see that what they say right here, this says rendering image larger than 1024. This is telling me they're using SDXL model for their pre-train the UNet. Another one's model, it is that because it's resolution. If it was SD, it will be 512. So 1024 squares, and when you create, it's just style them around to regenerate image. If you're more interested in how it's work, check my previous videos about Flux and workflow. I think it's just like 2 videos ago I create this. There show example with ComfyUI how it's what work. It's give you very good view of mechanics what it does. But general, you can see so they're using SDXL, and they have 2 models. They have a new V2 and V1. It does recover. They kind of say it's not total beta, so this one Redefine is beta, and this is new update V2. And very similar here, you have an amount of details. It does not have this dramatic effect. So let me show you what I was meaning. Right here, let's go to our flowers. Okay, and we'll just go click and preview our flowers. And you can see it's performed quite a bit fast. And you can see it's cleaning, it's adjusting details, but it's not as dramatic as other ones. Let's increase again, pop up to 100%. I usually do on 100% because it's giving me extreme. And look at how fast it did it. It did create cleaner, remove some noise. And if we look on a face as well, and I'm doing on 4x, usually if you look on the teeth, see it's cleaning up. It's okay. Have a little bit artifact right there, and let's go on the hair to compare. And same, you can see it's have some nice clean hair, but it's not as much details. So I'll say it does kind of get it restore, remove some artifacts, but it is not like Redefine, which actually will re-render. And you can go to some very craziness. Well, let me show you what I mean by craziness. Right here, we'll look on this image, and this is our original image. And this was a render a little bit smaller size, so I will upscale to 2, not to 4, because my goal is just look on, for example, how it will handle shadows and also redefining. So right here we have it a little bit upscale, just normal. Okay. Next, and this is where we start using first to redefine, and you can see how different. Look on this rocks right there example. Okay, it is before AI. This is what original image, and after. It is wow. I mean, seriously, this is add not just details, it's add depth and shadows in other ones. Same, we can look at other things. And one other things I like it. Notice on this rock, it is just a rock. Okay. However, if we give it more creativity, I guarantee you it's probably will become not a rock, something else. And of course, if we look on the faces, they magically get it a little bit younger and younger. But it is a hair, look perfect. I mean, look on detalization on the hair. Skin still have good textures, and jewelry look very good. Same like we have a defined pattern. This is when I upscale 2 times. When I upscale this 4 times, that was look even better. Like I say, 4x, it's the best model so far. Okay, here is another one, increasing the texture, and you can see increase in texture, add some elements, and we have it right there, these blocks. Notice, you see this block? There you go. This is what's happening with the beta, and in some cases you just need to readjust. Well, it's a bug. Honestly, it's a bug, but it is beta. At least it said this, but it's also tell you what segment. It's actually good. It's showing because tell you what size the resolution it's actually tile when it's render, and it's after going with tiling. Okay, so we have these younger people. Let's go next. And you can see right here we add a little bit more details, and as we add, some of the artifacts is disappearing. It's kind of funny how it's work. And of course we going to increase more on the texture, and as we adding, you can see HDR kind of increase depth. Model start more affecting as well. We have a beautiful start having shadows. And as well as we add creativity, now our rock right here, so it's become building. So because it's kind of try to identify, and AI will always do this kind of funny thing. It doesn't matter what you're using. So here's our next step. And this is nature. Wow. I'm seriously, look guys, here, let me just turn off all of this. Look at this. It is real impressive how it's work. I mean, best part, you paid once. You paid once, and it is installed on your computer, and it's running. You don't need to install Stable Diffusion, Comfy just one specific the applications, which create this stunning, I mean, details and upscaling. And this is what best. It's not just sharpening; it's actually analyzing and creating this stuff. Okay, let's go to next. And this one, I honestly start more crazy, and I says, you know what, let's go to be total creative. And of course, it's not usability, but this is what's real funny, because you can see the grass even going over his coat. It's like the weeds taking over everything. And this is road is look nice. I can see the usability, you know, maybe if you create layers and after you kind of blend them in, but again, before and after, it's a huge difference, yes, on detalizations and everything. Okay, and of course let's compare with a just restore. So this is on the restoration before and after. You can see it did very good job. It's clean up, does not add too much details, but it is like on your jewelry, I think will be very good example. So it did have a nice work done with this as well on a dress. You see the pattern right here done very good. So overall, I will say this have it a less artistic, but it's much nicer, cleaning, better than just upscale, way better, because we do upscale, it just will be sharpness. And just to compare, here is our Magnific. which is create similar to what we had before. I think it was on this level, kind of. You can see that. And of course, with Magnific, when we have flexibility, we also have it right here inside the rocks. We have a teeny tiny city. And I actually found the problem with this a lot of time. Even you give a description, it still take rocks, and convert these rocks to buildings, which is actually Gigapixels perform a little bit better with this to stay. So it did have house this, but no little people and rocks right there. And again, if we're going reduce even less, there you go. You know what I mean? This is Magnific. Look on the plans, and this is of course how it's done with the Gigapixel Magnific. So I'm really impressed how it's work. It's fast, it's nice, it's definitely AI upscaler, and I'm back to this now because I upgraded. I paid once, now I own it, and I'm definitely using this now for upgrades. I would combine the layering, because if I want, well, how I say it is, I for example want to create, for example, this faces, because I took it photos of my wife and I put them in the Sora, and it's actually my face and my wife's face. It's kind of applying to this, so I want to keep it them, and I don't necessarily want them look younger. If I can do this in real life, I probably say yes, but for Photoshop it does not work this. So but I will use it probably just upscale with a recover, and I'll have a layer of recover, and then I have it all of this AI cool stuff with add details and just blend in that face. It's probably what we're going to do. And here you can see, okay, we saw some illustrations. I want to share with you another example, and here's from real photo. So what I done, if we can check here, you can see it's a photo, and usually what I do, I take a photo and I shrink it and try to increase in gigapixels or any other upscale software to original size at least, and after we can compare. For example, this is original. I took it and I just shrink to 640, and if we look closer, you can see right here, this is original and this is after compression. You can see definitely we lost the resolution, everything. So now I took this 640, put it inside the gigapixels and try to upscale. So as a compare, this is their standard upscaling, and you can see actually it did a very impressive job. Again, this is before, is what took it, and this after. And if we're going to compare with originals from here, you can see it does lost some information, mostly in small details, but it is common because that information does not exist here. And this is problem with almost any upscaler, as I said before. To add those details that we don't have it, we want to use it AI that will help us analyze it and everything. So right here I took on an image, and first let's go to recover. And as a recover, you can see it's actually did not bad job at all. So this is the original and it's a recover. Again, just to compare, this is what we went from. So it's actually, you can see, did very nice job. The only things I can see with recover problem was, it is beside we lost some details on the texturing, but it's not there. The plant trees, like on the back, they look a little bit too artificial. So before and after, you can see it's almost like a hill. And just an example with original, it is look a little bit more artificial. So I don't necessarily like it. But let's check a latest Redefine. And my problem with this Redefine, okay, watch my face. Yay, it's me with my face. And if I want to have a face uplift, ta-da! Look at that. Before and after. Hey. Ding, ding. It definitely did very good job on the texturing. We can look on the skin. Okay, before, it's come from this, yes, from 640. So it definitely did very good on the texturing. However, I would like if they allowed keep it a little bit closer to original image. And it's not bad. It's try to recognize, so it does somewhat the best things. Of course, it does not from original it's look different, but information was not there. To me, what is the worst parts, it is how, because I had quite a bit of creativity, I think it's creativity 4 was on this. So if we look, yeah, right here, we have 4x, and we did this. So, and if we look on the originally, you see the tree gone, this, and I think they could actually determine it's a tree, but some this done. And if we look on the trees on the behind, it's a little bit better than actually recover. I think it's more natural looking, but it does look like almost hair, long hair or fur. So I don't think it's understand. And this is why we need to use this prompts, because prompt do help a lot. So if we says it's a forest in the background, it will act this way, and AI need prompt. So without prompt, it's try to guessing, but it's not always do the greatest job. So this is just for you to compare and see how it will work from 640 from this very low resolution image, how it will perform, and definitely recover and redefine its shines in a big way here. My little review on update on 8. Rest of the stuff, they did update models when you work with standard, high fidelity, all the stuff, but just for the redefine, I think it's way worth it. I mean, if you don't want to run Stable Diffusion, just one single application, don't worry about this. Model perform excellent. I think it's definitely work if you want to upgrade. It's without question. This is probably become, again, go back to be my #1 tool. Well, thank you for watching. Remember, all links down below. If you like it, click like, subscribe. It's help up keep it. And of course, if you can use the affiliate links, thank you. And we'll see you next time.